Hi, I'm Dr. Mariana Grahowski. I am the founder and editor-in-chief of the Journal of Veteran Studies, and I am taking time in this video to introduce you to the journal and walk you through using the website to access our hundreds of articles to inspire and support your own research in veteran studies. So let me begin by telling you a little bit about the journal. The journal is 100% open access and it's all digital based. We don't have a print component to it, meaning that we do not charge a fee for authors to publish, and we do not charge a fee for anyone to access or read the articles. The journal has been this way since its inception in 2016, and I chose this journal model because I believe that information should be free for anyone to access, especially about this important topic of working with veterans and making veterans' lives better. So I started the journal because I have experience in scholarly publishing, and I wanted to do something to help develop and sustain the field of veteran studies. I couldn't start an academic program like Dr. Travis Martin did at EKU, but I knew that I could start and create a journal, and that would be another way to support the field of veteran studies. So I've been doing that since. The first iteration of the journal in 2016 was on a different platform, so it looked a little different. And then in 2020 period, we got the support of Virginia Tech Publishing, and they brought us into this beautiful new web space. And you'll notice a little bit later on where you'll see the difference between the older versions that had published before we got under Virginia Tech's wing. But otherwise, the journal has mostly remained the same in those years, except more people are publishing and hopefully more people are reading the articles as well. So you all know what veteran studies is, probably better than anyone, since you are studying the field in your classes. But you can just read a little bit about what we think veteran studies is here on our About page. We're really passionate about all of the many voices and all of the many experiences of the field that could be possible, and we want to publish and support that research here. So it's a little bit about the journal in a blurb here, but obviously more information is available on the website there. So let's do what's the most important thing of this video, which is to show you how to use the website to access some journal articles and some research. So I want to start by focusing on this top navigation here, this fixed header navigation. That's where all the important information is for supporting your search. I'm going to start by saying that you do not need to pay attention to the login or the register unless you plan to become a reviewer or an author and you decide to submit your own research, which I really support and encourage you to do, especially after this class. Once you've finished your big paper for the class, I encourage you to do that, but you do not need to log in or register to read any of the articles, so you can truly ignore those buttons there. And then I'll direct you to the next spot in the header there, that search button, that search space. So that's one very quick and easy way to access the content of the journal. If you know what you're already interested in looking for and studying, you might just enter that into the search bar. So identity or women veterans or let's see, a war like Iraq war, you could possibly just enter in a keyword search into the search bar and click OK. And from there, you will see anything in the journal that was published with the keyword that you've chosen. So if the keyword appears in the title, or if it appears in the keywords that the authors are required to provide when they submit, then you will see something published. And you can see here, search results, searching for Iraq. And we see several research articles, we see book reviews, several book reviews, and not too many things, but a good number for you to explore. And then obviously clicking on any number of these pieces will take you to just the article itself, and you can see information here about the particular article that you've chosen. So let me take a moment here now to stop before we move further in the searching, to say a little bit about this particular entry and some of the other entries that you might receive or results that you might receive. So this particular piece was published in 2019, and I said before, right, that we were adopted by Virginia Tech in 2020, and our website changed. So this particular article is a product of our old version into the new space. So anything that was published pre-2020 will look like this, which means you'll only see the abstract, the keyword, a recommendation of how to cite the article. You'll see how many people have viewed and downloaded this piece, and then you will just be asked to download the piece. So you cannot read the article here on the website, and you can't do any other of the interactive features some of the other articles provide. And so I really want to just say that this is minimal, but any article published 2016 to late 2019, early 2020, you might notice this formatting, and I just want you to be aware that this is one of the issues, I guess, of the different changes over time. But not all articles look this way. So going back to our search results, we will see what another article looks like that was published more recently, and we'll talk briefly about that. But this is also a great point in time to say, since we went from the search that we looked at with Iraq, and we had all of those entries, and then we just clicked on this article. Here's a problem with the website. If we click the back arrow, we unfortunately do not go back to our search results. Ugh, I know, I'm sorry. So that is to say, my suggestion to you is when you are searching for something and you liked that whole list and you wanted to see more of what was provided for you, my suggestion is that you just open in a new tab so that you never have to lose this search result list. So here are some useful tips from a regular user of the website. Okay, great. So far we've used the search bar to look for a keyword. We've looked at an old article from 2019 to see that it's not as interactive. And then let's look at a more recently published article to see some of the more interactive features on the website here. So here's another article with the keyword Iraq in the subject. And I want to tell you a little bit about the fact that this article, you can read the whole way through on the website. See, scroll, the whole thing's there. On the navigation here on the side, you can also go to a particular area of the article through this anchored navigation. So I can go right to the results, I can go right to the discussion, I can go right to the conclusion. Yeah, so very, very cool. I also want to talk to you a little bit about these other interactive features up at the top here. You can see that if you do not want to keep reading it online on the web browser, you can download a copy. I think it comes out as a PDF. You can also decrease the font size or increase the font size. And then there are some other interactive features over here on the side, but some of these require you to create a separate account for a third-party platform. And I'm not going to take the time to do that because not a lot of other people are engaging with the articles this way. But you are encouraged to do that if that's something that is of interest to you. So those features are available, again, from any article that is 2020 to 2022 or the present, and not in the articles that are 2016 to 2019, as we saw before. Okay, cool. So far we've done some brief searching. We've done a little bit of looking at the individual articles themselves and some interactive features. How else can I find articles of interest? I defer you to the content tab here up at the top navigation. So when you come up to the content and then you see the drop down, you'll see several ways to access some information. I'm going to take you first to the issue archive. So we are a journal, and although we're not print-based, we're digital, and we still have issues and volumes like you would get a whole volume of a journal with all the different articles in it via every issue. So you can look and see what issues we've had so far, going all the way back to our inaugural issue here in 2016. And when you click on it, then you can see all of the different articles that we published for this particular issue here. Very cool, hopefully. I think it's very cool. And then you can also see some of the other issues that we've had, including a special issue that Dr. Martin published in the summer of 2022, and other issues here. Another special issue here on patriotism that might be of interest to you. You might check that one out. So that's another way to look at something. If you're not really sure what you're looking for, but patriotism is a subject of interest to you, you could go to this special issue and you could read more about that. Over at the content tab again, the drop down of special collections. What this means is that these are like clusters of articles. They're not a whole issue like we saw, but they're clusters of similar interests. So we had a special collection, Conversations in Veteran Studies, based on a webinar that we had called Conversations in Veteran Studies. And then you see a whole cluster of articles on military caregiving. So that, again, might be of interest to you and a place where you can go to find articles of interest. The last thing I'm going to show you about searching for articles is, again, under the content tab. I'm not supposed to call it that, I think, but under the content tab and the drop down, the first one there of articles. So let's click that, see what we find. So here on the articles page, essentially what we see are all of the articles that we've ever published so far. You can see the different pages that you can scroll through, and then on the side here, you can see there's a total of 254 articles. Okay, great. So we could just scroll through this and click on things of interest to us, or we can go over to this filter and to choose possibly things that might be of interest to us. So we could filter by date or section, or maybe what we want to do here is to filter by the type of article. So if you're looking at these words, research, program profile, and you're like, I kind of know what these are, but I'm not sure, then I suggest that you go to the About and you go to the Submissions option. And on the submission page, scroll down to article types. You can just click that here. And here it will tell you original research articles, and it will define what that means. So you might want to review what these submission types are before you come here, and then you'll know what to select as you're doing your search. Once you understand what you're really looking for and you want to filter just by the different types of articles, then you come over here, you click your boxes, and then you go to filter. And you see what results are available here. And then you can see here, I'm seeing 25 results per page, but I have more than 11 pages. So wow, we publish a lot of research and articles. So that might not be the most useful and fruitful way of searching. I probably suggest, again, going to the search bar and using a keyword search term, or again, like I said before, going to the issue archive and selecting a particular issue to kind of see what was published clustered around a particular issue. Well, that's all I have for you at this point. I just want to encourage you to use this resource, the Journal of Veteran Studies, and our archive of, again, over 254 articles to enhance your research, to inspire your research. And I also want to encourage you to submit your research in the near future, perhaps after this course. If I can be of assistance to you in finding an article or in working with you to publish your research, do not hesitate to contact me. And thank you again for your interest in the Journal of Veteran Studies and in the field of veteran studies. We can't do this without you, so I'm so happy to see that you're taking these classes and doing this research. And I look forward to hearing from you.